you don't build up a tolerance, but you do build up a sort of, how do I say this? It's a tolerance, but like the maximum limit of it is limited. And then when you the problem is when you stop using it, the nose is like used to having it, and then it like stays swollen. But that goes away after like 2 weeks, and that reliably goes away after 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the drug. I'm like trying to look it up, and all I get back is like morphine and codeine. There was an over-the-counter like sinus medication they had over here, where it worked, but it made people highly addictive to it. I remember reading about a Reddit thread where people were going through like a bottle of pills a day.
This is not a pills. This is a nasal spray. They're definitely not the same thing that we're talking about.
Well, yeah. Well, the only thing I'm questioning about yours is like if it's like a physical addiction, like putting the thing in your nose and spraying it and snorting and doing all that. Because that, for me, when I quit smoking, that was the hardest part of quitting smoking, was not the tobacco or the nicotine. It was actually the physical, like lighting.
I'm not doing coke. I'm just trying to. My nose is built wrong. Like fucking. This fixes the nose.
Your nose is built. His nose is built different.
Yeah, this doesn't give me like a. It's not even a pleasant physical sensation. It's not something I do for fun. I do this like twice a day. It's a medical procedure.
Sorry, I
have
seen your nose before. You do have a cocaine nose, to be honest.
I stopped doing cocaine because, well, not just because, also because I didn't enjoy it. But my nose is not built for cocaine, actually. As a matter of fact, because precisely this. Because of the way in which my septum is deviated, I could fucking die from doing coke. So one of the many reasons I stopped.
That's good to hear.
So
understandable.
So is this in any way related to your potential Jewish ancestry, or is there...
Listen, we don't talk about that.
I never mentioned the Jews.
We don't talk about that in this.
I was just talking about his schnoz.
It's just my fuck ass nose. My grandma was like, because my grandfather had like polyps in his nose, and when I used to have trouble breathing, it's always through the nose, right? My grandma would go, "Oh, you have polyps in the nose," and then she would bring me to the doctor and say, "Yes, polyps in his nose," and the doctor would be like, "No, that's not true." And then she's like, "Oh, well, then you don't have trouble breathing."
That's pretty.
That's fantastic. I love old people, man.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked. People are great.
Actually, I also want to mention. So I'm Jewish by my mother's side. So
Jewish enough for Israel.
I'm not Israeli. I'm not Zionist. Fuck you.
No, but Jewish enough for.
You could do birthright.
You don't know the thing.
I do have the birthright, but I'm not going to Israel.
Yeah, but don't you know the saying, like, when your father is like, when you're Jewish on your father's side, is the saying that you are Jewish enough for Germany, but not for Israel?
I have heard this.
I haven't heard that before, but that does make sense.
Yeah.
But the thing is like on my mother's side, which is Jewish, they all had like.
For Israel?
And this is going to sound incredibly racist.
But okay.
On my mother's side, nobody has big noses. They all have dainty small noses.
Because that's a stereotype, not actually true.
Yes.
I know. But what makes it funny is that on my father's side, who are like Scotch, Irish, from the old Isles, worked their lives to death in the Appalachians and shit. They have gigantic fucking noses.
It's the mountains that do it, and that's
it's working in the coal mines. You need big sniffers to get all the air you can.
Yeah.
In those coal mines.
Yeah, and also like those noses are very hairy on the inside. For those who don't know, to filter out all the coal dust.
all the coal dust and
so it's called the stuff is called xylometazoline, and in the United States apparently it trades under Ultravine. That's the thing.
Oh, let me look. I wonder if it's like over the counter.
It is here, so it would probably be in the. I mean,
yeah, Ultravine nasal spray.
And it's the strange thing because I've seen so German people and German pharmacists always tell you not to use this longer than a few weeks because it'll just it'll rot your nose from the inside. Now,
I'm sure it's a powerful.
Now, my physician and also my I don't know what's the fucking what's the Ohrenarzt an otolaryngologist. Okay.
Wouldn't be the otorhino?
ENT. That's ENT. That's the fucking. He and both of them said like that's not like unless if you're pumping that shit up your nose every 10 minutes, then yeah, it's gonna do that. But if you do it twice a day in order to breathe, it's fine. And it's strange because I've only ever heard Germans talk about how terrible this stuff is for you. Now, I admit I don't like taking it. I don't, and because the contraction effect that it creates is unfortunate. But my ENT also said not to get the operation, so I don't fucking. I am where I am in life, and things are the way they are.
Oh, the drug that causes massive addiction over here is called Afrin. AFRIN. It's a sinus nasal spray that apparently causes massive addiction over here. And there's like Reddit threads about it where people are going through like a bottle a day just to fucking breathe over here.
That's crazy.
It's
works.
Yeah, I'm looking at
what's the active ingredient in this? Oh, this what the fuck?
Oxymetazoline is the drug in Afrin.
Well, I have this. I use xylometazoline. This is a very similar compound chemically.
Well, yeah, that's the crazy thing about chemistry is like you have like one molecule difference and you have like a normal nasal spray experience, but one change of the molecule and you become a fucking addict.
It's quite interesting because I don't have this experience of it being like crazy, like of it having this very addictive effect. I've been using this for years.
The crazy thing is that like the people who are addicted to it, they don't like, oh, I gotta like spray something up my nose. It's like, no, my
it blocks up and you can't breathe. The sinuses are closing.
So it fucking sucks because it's like, look, if I'm gonna get addicted to something, I should feel good while being addicted to it.
It's not a.
I know that's horrible. I know that's horrible to say, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
I do wish there was, and I'm gonna eventually go back to a different. I'm gonna try also a different ENT, but I'm still sort of like, yeah. Some people tell me this is bad for me, but the doctor who specializes in this precise field of medicine says no, that's not the case.
So I looked up what you were taking by the name you were telling me, and this is just so fucking American because I searched for it on Google, and the sponsored link is fucking this.
Hell yeah.
Colloidal silver nasal spray.
What even would do this? Is this just so you can turn blue?
I guess. I don't know. Why would you buy this? Why does it have 4.1 stars?
I mean, if you're looking for colloidal silver nasal spray, it might just be that, actually. So, if you want it to turn blue.
Yeah. If you want to look like Sonic, I guess.
Fucking to be a fucking Smurf, you can do it.
Be a furry.
You could. I don't. There's not a lot of blue furries out there, except for Sonic.
I couldn't comment on this. I don't know it.
Mm,
I hate to say this because I know you're gonna get really offended by it, but I have thought about various notable members on this server as furries, and you come out and you you come off as like an otter to me.
Isn't that also like a gay term?
Not as
Said
gay
the
furry.
gay man.
I mean, I'm also gay. I mean, I'm bisexual, but
I mean, I am
technically gay as
bisexual
well.
also.
You just give off like with Sitor, because Sitor's not here, so he can't get mad at me. I kind of see him as like a chipmunk or a groundhog.
I don't.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, that is very true.
Jesus
No,
Christ.
That's not. Why are you getting so upset? There's nothing wrong with a chipmunk or a groundhog.
No, I mean, do you know how strong that man is, though? Like, do you actually know? That's
I
not.
You know how strong a
groundhogs are very
groundhog is?
strong.
You know what?
animals.
That might be fair enough, actually. I actually don't
Yeah,
know if
but-
they're strong.
I mean,
Groundhogs dig all day. They're pretty
Yeah,
strong.
they dig all day. They tunnel through the ground. They break through hard soil. That's a pretty strong animal.
And they're smart
And
too.
very dwarven.
I mean, the reason I think of you as like an otter is not only by how you look, but also by like, you kind of have a chill sort of. You have a very chill, thoughtful personality.
I go
That's
swimming
it.
in the river and play with rocks.
Yeah, like I could totally see you like swimming in one of the fjords of Kiel.
I hit an otter once with a paddle. Do you know
No!
this?
That's mean.
Oh,
Why
I
would
was-
you do that?
I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was paddling on a river in Poland, and there's otters in the water around me, but the water's very dark, so I assume the otters are giving us a wide berth anyway, and most of them were. So I put the paddle in the water, and it's like in there, and suddenly I notice on my arms like I just hit something. But instead of it being like if it was a static thing, I would now sort of be able to. It would be like it was a rock. It would feel different, but this just immediately went away, and so. From the other side of my boat emerges this otter and looks at me with the most offended expression you've ever seen in your life. It's like he was giving me the fucking finger, and then he fucked off. And I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't. You ran into my paddle, you fucking asshole. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I remember going to an aquarium and they had an otter rescue, and
And
they
that
had a
otter
place
was
where you-
actually there.
Yeah, and like my experience with the otters was like it was like the kitten distribution system. Like if I could, I would have taken this otter with me because like for some reason like I played with it and stuff and it wouldn't let me go. Like it would grab onto my hand and just didn't want me to leave.
Oh.
It was like, take me with you.
Can you even have
it
otters as pets? Like, realistically, is that a thing?
Probably not.
You probably could. You probably
Yes,
have to get
it
like
is a
an.
thing.
Yeah, you could. You'd have to get like an exotic animal permit.
Yeah.
I don't live in the
Probably.
river.
I mean, you'd have to prove that you'd be able to provide.
You
them
need
with
to have a big
stimulating-
pool.
Yeah, you'd have to give them like a stimulating environment, so that way they don't get bored or depressed.
Aren't they also
Which-
like social animals
Is it
with
cooking?
otters? Do you have to adopt a whole colony?
I
I
think some
I
otters
guess-
are more social than others.
Yeah, like he had like
Otter
It's
pets.
actually kind of surprising because these were all ocean otters, and
Yeah.
that's the crazy thing is like ocean otters are like the cutest, like nicest, like most friendly kind of otters. But if you look up like river otters are fucking monsters.
And I would like to note that the otter that I heard was a river otter, by the way. I was on a river in the middle of I would just like this to be on the record at this juncture.
Yeah, no, river otters are fucking monsters.
Honestly, they look kind of mostly like the ocean ones as well. I mean, they look pretty similar. I don't see what the problem is with them.
Yeah, because I know of river otters from the Amazon, and the Amazon is a pretty tough place to live anyway.
That's true.
But the river otters in the Amazon are like, they are fucking brutal.
They make you do 12-hour shifts.
They just rip and tear through everything.
So what animal would that be? I have already been assigned for sauna, but like I would like a second opinion. Not because the other one is like bad, just I would like it.
Alex, I kind of see you as like a stoat.
Are you a furry, Trouble?
Yeah, I'm a furry.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck is a stoat?
Oh, they're like Arctic. They're like Arctic rodents.
Well, there are no. Yeah, you know, like a ferret, sort of like but tiny.
Yeah, they're like small ferrets.
I'm posting it right now. I'm posting it. And it looks like this. It's cute.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
I
like
would take
Arctic.
that. I very much would take that.
Yeah, they're like Arctic ferrets or weasels. They're very curious. They're not really that afraid of humans. They're more curious than anything. And yeah, they're actually very cute.
If you have one as a pet and it shows you the babies, you have to really make sure you handle them and you really rub your smell into the babies, or they will like fucking eat them.
Do you is there are there like pangolin furries? Is that a thing?
Okay.
I've seen artwork of like pangolin furries, but I don't know of anyone like going to a furry convention like fursuiting as a pangolin. And I imagine that's because getting a fursuit of a pangolin would probably be very expensive.
It strikes me that fursuits in general are fairly expensive. Like, not, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, the fursuits are already expensive. Because there's a lot you can do with them, lots of customization, lots of quality of life features, which people don't talk about. Like, you can get them with fans and air conditioning in them.
I have been
so you
told
can wear
this.
them all day. Yeah, and I just imagine with, like, a pangolin, because pangolins have, like, the armor on them, like, those scales on them. I imagine just the cost of sewing up all those scales just makes the cost like astronomical.
Because I would think that would be more like cheaper because it's it's more individual parts, isn't it? Yeah.
Would an anthropomorphic pangolin character be a furry because it's a mammal or a scaly because it has scales?
They do have fur as well.
No, yes. Pangolins, scalies and furries, they are within the same category, but scalies are reptilian. And yeah, but pangolins are mammals.
Like feathered fucking feathered dinosaurs and scale dinosaurs. I mean, that's someone who did that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Orange pangolin mascot costume. They know who they're selling to, though, aren't they? Don't they? That's $1,000. That for $1,000 for this one.
That
That's
looks like
pretty
shit.
fucking. That's wild. This
No,
one,
that looks like
think
ass.
this one is like this. This one looks kind of good.
No, the
No,
first
the one
you posted.
this one is kind of good. I think this one looks kind of neat.
Yeah, that one looks pretty good. That one looks
Yeah.
pretty good.
I'm looking for the hyper realistic furries.
I'm gonna give you this one, baby. I'm gonna show you this shit. I found this just now. It looks like fucking Master Yoda. It's
what the fuck?
Yeah, it looks like a fucking Star Wars character. Jesus.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
I'm.
Oh,
yeah,
give me this.
I kind of regret asking for that.
I can give you the opposite end of the spectrum as well. This shit.
What?
It's like a fucking toucan.
Okay, no, I gotta hand it to it. There is a DIY aspect to it that I kind of appreciate. I mean,
Yeah.
I appreciate this one more than the one above it. This one has a DIY aspect that I appreciate.
I don't know. You listen. I respect DIY for the process, but I do like quality more than I like DIY. This is, I know it's a controversial opinion, but I like it when things are good. This is why I shouldn't have
Then
children.
like just build shit good yourself. I have to try just being good at stuff.
Yeah, the problem is in order to be good at stuff, you have to at first be bad at stuff, and I'm not into that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the part where you're bad. Yeah, it's the part where you're bad for a while that turns many people off.
Have you considered like just being very good at everything and getting it right on the first try?
I have considered this many times, actually. I'm
Then
considering
why
it
don't you do
often.
It works.
But
It works just fine for me. Why don't you do it?
I think there's some mortal element of me that because I'm not a fucking demon. That I think
we can fix that, you know. We can.
We can fix that. You're right.
I'm not interested in going like thousands of years backward in time and betraying God. You know, even if it is for the best of reasons,
You don't really need to. You know, you could betray God right now.
What if it's God's plan for you to do that? You know?
I can't betray God because I'm not close to Him. We're not boys.
I was never that close with.
As to quote a famous rap song. Jesus Christ is in fact not my buddy.
Say it.
My friend, my brother. I'm not. We're not that close.
Oh wait.
Yes. No. That's what I'm not saying.
Sorry, I was interrupted for a second. What was I saying?
You shouldn't. It's fine. You don't have to remember it. It's okay. It's.
Is there a bad connotation for that word in Germany? I didn't figure it would reach that.
The N-word?
The soft one, okay, not the hard one.
We don't really have. I mean, yeah, of course, it's a slur for black people. I don't think it's not the same level of connotation. It's become worse in recent years because we import American culture like crazy, but it's still like a racial slur. There are old people in Germany, like for instance my grandparents, who just use it as a neutral descriptor. That's weird, but it's like she fucking it's so fucking funny because my grandma, she lives in Spain, right? And there's always this. I don't know if you've ever been to like a Mediterranean country, but if you are for like a vacation, but if you are on the beach there will be African men trying to sell you shit because that's kind of one of the only jobs that a lot of them can get.
Yeah,
and
that's terrible.
It's very shady. They got shitty conditions anyway. And then she will tell me,
sometimes even the cops will
warn
them in advance, and then
I greatly admire these N-words and their work ethic. I think they're great. It's so crazy. Sad that they have to work in this industry and be exploited like this and like annoy tourists. I think they could do better. but they're also just trying to feed their
I know
families.
some old people like that. Well, not necessarily old people, but I do know people around here like that because we do have several factories up here, including a huge slaughterhouse, and it employs a lot of Latin American people, and you get that same vibe with different slurs.
Yeah, it kind of works like that here too, because obviously I don't think that could have the same thing with like black people in America, just because. I mean,
Excuse me.
My mom
mean,
does
also-
something similar, but
Oh,
like
go
with
ahead.
but my mom did something similar with the term panchito, which is also like a term for like Latin Americans.
yeah.
Except yeah, she knows full well it is not appropriate. It still does it just to fuck with me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, I wanted to mention. I remember a while ago on I don't have the exact video, but like I remember doom scrolling on TikTok, and I came
As
across.
many do.
Yeah, I came across this person who's African American, and he's a travel blogger, and it just so happened I got a video from him where he was in Croatia, and it was a very disturbing video because he was filming himself walking through I can't remember the capital of Croatia, but it was the capital city of Croatia, and he was walking around, and there were young people just yelling out the soft A slur at him.
But to like befriend him.
They seemed very friendly, but he was very disturbed by it.
Because they don't understand, like they don't understand the content. Because they will know this word from like fucking rap music and blaxploitation films, which they don't perceive as like exploitative because they don't have the cultural context.
Yeah, because it was so. I mean, and he talked about afterwards, and like he understood that they were trying to be friendly, but it just like it was very just disturbing. And from my point of view, it was very fucking disturbing as well.
I mean, yeah, it's got to be strange. It's got to be strange.
Yeah, because he said like. You know, in general, he thought Croatia was a very nice country. He had more problems because he went to Serbia as well, and Serbia was a whole other pot of worms.
It's
but like with Croatia, it was just like people were really friendly, but it's just like he basically just says like they don't understand the words they're using.
What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I think those people just might have been racist. I'm gonna be real.
But they didn't. He said himself is like they didn't like they used slur. They used soft A slur, but they.
I mean, obviously, I can't speak to this particular incident, but what you will have a lot of the time is that obviously a lot of them might like know, but they will primarily associate the soft A version with basically saying buddy, right?
Yeah,
because that's the context how they like. There's no like it's a very there's a specific cultural meme that is associated with that.
Yeah, you get that problem here as well, where if you get like a kid who hasn't been around, like here where I live, you get a lot of kids who haven't been around other cultures or even other people of color. And they get exposed to those words and stuff, and they don't understand the context of it. I'm not trying to defend them.
No, they're kids. I feel like honestly, if they're kids, it's fine. I think it's culturally insensitive, by those Eastern Europeans as well. But like it's there's a complexity to it that we can. I wouldn't like. I don't think this would be like excusable from anyone in like even Western Europe or fucking.
Oh no! I like to be honest. If you're over like personally, if you live in the United States and you're like over the age of like 14, and you just use the soft A you know, and you don't understand the context, that's on you.
This is precisely the reason why I have not said the N word this month.
Have you also not said it other months?
Yeah, there are other months where I have not said the N word.
Very powerful. I had when I watch a show, I will often, I mean, we all do this, right? Adopt verbal tics from it.
Yeah.
A few months ago, I was watching Boondocks.
Oh no!
Oh,
it was not a good time. It was I was in my home being like, God fucking damn it. I actually one of the ones that I was doing the most wasn't it? It's not even a verbal tic. It was just the way that Robert Freeman, his diction, his like is fucking the way he would express himself. That I was just doing that constantly.
Understandable.
He's in great. My mind, I
can't do it anymore. I was better to be at that a while ago.
I fucking do that with Uncle Ruckus, but no. It's like if I'm driving down the road and like a lifted truck passes me.
Well.
Yeah, and I see like a Confederate flag or like a gun or the Punisher skull. I'm like, well, look at these fucking crackers right here. Look at these mayonnaise motherfuckers right here. Two-way for me, but not for thee. These fucking rice-colored motherfuckers.
Wow, another shipment of no-purpose flour.
Oh, hell yeah.
This all-purpose flour right here.
No-purpose flour.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this snickerdoodle right here. Getting the mild sauce.
For a moment, my fucking shit dropped in my stomach there.
These fucking Uyghurs.
Whoa. That's their culture. That's their culture.
Yeah, that's
just throat singing
culture right there.
Fucking throat singing. Now I'm thinking about like the white kids, the Wiggers, right? But they instead of doing hip hop, they're doing like throat singing. It's sort of there.
Well, look at these.
We really shouldn't be discussing. We're fucking a bunch of white people discussing this shit. It's very funny.
I can whip some up because there's actually a very popular Asian restaurant here that claims to be a Mongolian that's called Hue Hots. So
it feels like every time there's like a buffet and they fucking do meat there that you can make them grill, they call themselves Mongolian buffet, and I don't know why.
It's literally there's no reason for that. No, this restaurant is literally like just racist as hell because they like you because even though it's like a buffet with a grill, they still give you a menu on the back of the menu that talk about the history of Mongolian barbecue, and they talk about when the Mongolians were rampaging across Asia, they would cook their food.
Largest empire of all time, contiguous empire of all time. Yeah, fucking hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's racist about that?
Well, they'd say like they would roast their meals in their shields over a hot fire, and we seek to replicate that. And it's like actually, they never fucking did that.
You know that might actually be the origin of some styles of hot pot, but actually there is a reason to like why that's a thing, why that's an association. The whole roasted meats thing, Mongolian, you know, the dish Mongolian beef. And there's actually a whole cultural like what would you call it, like it's a custom in China where they will call different dishes after different countries, which have nothing to do with the origin of the dish, just based on sort of vibes and cultural associations.
Not to
And
go,
Yes.
this is considered rude in Japan, but every country ever has done this always.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But in this specific instance, it's like the association of like that there is, or at least there used to be in China, with like in between like Mongolia and like the roasted meats, the big banquets with like, well, there's other examples. For example, like Swiss wings, which have nothing to do with Switzerland. I think they are braised in cola and soy sauce.
Yeah.
And there's the Louisiana chicken, which does not have anything to do with Louisiana.
Listen, I'm seeing you say this, but I'm seeing this when I Google Swiss wings. So what are you implying here?
I know what is that a video from Chinese Cooking Classified?
That is, yes.
Yes, very good
See,
channel. That's a recommendation.
This reminds me of how salmon, especially I don't know how it is in Europe, but in the United States, like if you ask people to picture like a sushi roll in the United States, it's gonna have like a slice of salmon on it.
The roll?
Well, yeah, like a piece of sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna have like a slice of like pickled preserved salmon on it. Well, what I found out was like the only reason that salmon is associated with Japanese sushi is because Norway was looking to offload a bunch of salmon and went to Japan to sell a bunch of salmon.
Which makes sense because they eat fish.
European psyops.
Yeah.
And they actually did a very similar thing, but with like brown cheese. There are actually like 2 countries in the entire planet where like brown cheese is common, which is cheese made instead with curdling, by reducing the milk. Essentially, it is it's the consistency of cheese.
Yeah.
It's cooled down. It's like brown and very sweet for a cheese. And it's eaten regularly in like 2 countries, which are like Norway and South Korea.
I love Brunos. I was just the other day, I almost bought a cube of it. It's so good. It's genuinely some of the best things in the cheese world. I fucking
It's probably like the oldest kind, or one of the oldest kinds of cheese that was ever invented, and we know that because we have evidence from someone trying to make it. I think it was like 8,000 to 3,000 years ago, which is a very span of time, but it's somewhere I think it was like 3,000. Well, it was a very long time ago. Someone in what is now Denmark, who seemed to have been trying to make that kind of cheese by reducing milk in an earthenware pot, and they fucked up so bad and burned it so disastrously that they decided it would be easier to just toss the entire pot. And it was also like so deeply scorched that it survived throughout the millennia to then be found by archaeologists.
That's crazy.
Analyzed and be found as an attempt to make cheese.
That's great. This is why failure is good. This is why Alex, you will not be remembered because you never fail at anything.
Yeah. I mean, you can also be remembered if you're like really, really good.
I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think.
I mean,
there's actually a big thing here. It's because I remember hearing about a lot of so-called Dutch dishes actually being Indonesian, but we do have it. We do have it here where a lot of Vietnamese dishes are actually kind of considered French.
Well,
over here?
The French had colonized Vietnam for a long time. There's been a lot of blending of the cuisines.
No,
and also,
I mean, if anything, I just love like the cross culture, like the cross culture aspect of cuisine. You know, like
also
a big thing over here is banh mi, the
yeah, very good
the
sandwich.
Vietnamese like roll sandwich rolls.
Yes.
You know,
Excellent
that I
sandwich
really
indeed.
enjoy.
You know what? You know what would like go fucking hard? It's like not even like that much of a stretch. They are already very similar sandwiches, but if you mix like a po' boy with a banh mi, you know you have the fried shrimp or oysters or
Oh,
scallops,
Oh,
and
that would
and
actually go so
and you
hard.
have like and you have like the pickled vegetables and the pate.
Po' boys,
sometimes I wish I had a portal to America. It's because that would be nice. There's
You know,
no like Louisiana, no
uh,
Viet Cajun, no nothing here. There's a huge amount of Vietnamese restaurants where I live.
I mean, I do have to admit, very, very rarely do I wish I have had a portal to the United States. I'm
I
sorry.
wish they
I wish it often.
It's understandable. I got a gun pointed at me yesterday for a
Specifically, it
minute.
would go to New Orleans. That's the place it would go to.
I mean, I think if
I remember back during World Cup, I met we had like a conversation about Popeyes and about their biscuits, about how dry they
Popeyes.
get. For lunch today, I went with a couple of friends to Popeyes for lunch, and I remember a TikTok video I watched where it was this dude. He was doing like a food vlog, and he was, you know, he laid out his like Popeyes meal, and he took the biscuit, and he took the biscuit, put the entire while he's talking, he puts the entire biscuit in his mouth, chews it for like 5 seconds, and keeps talking. And I'm like, I have to try to do that. And I tried to do it at lunch today, and I failed. I failed.
Riveting.
you would like polvorones.
You
I
would like
probably
what?
Polvorones?
What can you say
Do
this?
you know polvorones?
I've never heard of this.
It's
crazy. It's crazy that fucking MDF apparently.
It's a sweet.
Everyone seems to know this.
I'm just as lost as you.
Polvorones. Okay, yeah.
Can you type it out, please?
I know that shit, and I hate these. I'm sorry, I hate these.
Yes, I do too. Yeah, there are sweets, which is sort of like a biscuit that's covered. Biscuit. I mean, yeah, I was going to biscuit in like the British sense, but also in like American sense. They are very like flaky.
Oh, I would love these.
Yeah, the thing is, they are very dry and completely covered in powdered sugar. To the extent that the point is like they are extremely dry and you cannot talk while eating them.
Oh no, I'd shove one of these in my mouth.
Yeah,
and I take like a jug of milk and just like start pouring it into my mouth to try.
I've never understood the need for dry foods. I'm not. I hate dry foods.
I mean, I'll be honest. The only reason I like dry foods is because I can like pour something in my mouth to like rehydrate them, and it kind of enhances the mouthfeel.
Just drink. It's not.
No, but you've never had like. Have you ever like poured a bowl of cereal and like covered it in milk and then just ate it right away and just like sucked the milk through the cereal so that way it softens up? You've never done that?
What do you mean suck the milk through the cereal?
Oh no! Wait, I know what you mean. Through
like
your
a
teeth,
vampire.
like a teeth
Yeah. You suck the milk out. You pour a bowl of cereal. You pour milk into it
because it's saturated with it, and then you pour.
So before it gets soggy.
Yeah, just drink the cereal milk at the end.
I mean, you do that as well, but like before it gets soggy, while the cereal's
Yeah.
still crunchy, you
Yes.
scoop it up with some milk, and then you put it in your mouth, and then you suck the milk through the cereal. Like
Yeah, but
you
I like
force
the crunch though.
I like the crunch as well, but sometimes you just want to get that. I don't explain. I can't explain.
I'm also not a big cereal guy. I haven't eaten cereal in
I mean, I do the same with
possibly
cookies as well.
years.
Like I'll take a cookie and put it in my mouth, and then like take a swig of milk or coffee, and like suck the coffee through the cookie.
But by the way,
Oh, I like
I
that.
just
I like that.
Yeah, because
speaking of cereals,
you get like a black coffee, an unsweetened coffee. You put a cookie in your mouth and you drink. You take a swig of coffee. The coffee goes through the cookie, gets sweetened by the cookie, and then at the same time the cookie softens up a little bit. Am
by
I
the way,
making sense to
You
anybody?
you absolutely make it. I
Yeah.
know what you mean. Because I'm being contrarian. I'm going to say just put sugar in the fucking coffee. But I'm not a
Wait,
coffee drinker
some
either.
kind
I
of
don't drink
pussy?
coffee either. Just put some pussy in the coffee.
I have a question for.
It's a
I
fucking-
have an open question for everyone in this code chat. I will probably read it. Because I've been trying to find a name. Okay, let's say I have over yonder in my room a big tub of corn, maize, and rice fermenting into alcohol. Let's say I distilled it, okay, and turned it
Okay.
into like a distillate. Would that be a whiskey?
Well,
A
corn makes
whiskey?
mezcal.
Yeah. A
No,
whiskey?
mezcal is made with the same thing
Agave,
as,
yes. What am I doing?
yes.
What am I saying? What am I talking about?
Okay,
in fact,
so
whiskey, American whiskey, bourbon, is often made with some infusion of corn or even 100% corn. The thing
Is
is,
that
well,
for
what
real?
you're
like
making,
half rice.
what you're making is you're making a mash.
Yes, that's the mash. And then
Yeah,
once
you're
distilled,
making a
it's not
mash, but
whiskey.
what makes a whiskey is that you have to filter the liquid out of the mash
Not
into.
necessarily. In fact, American whiskey generally distills on the grain, as it's called, which is like with the soil distilled there. Generally, like on a bain marie, yeah, I got double boiler or just a false bottom.
Well, generally, like for American, like Kentucky or Tennessee style whiskey, you'd have to age, like you'd have to strain the mash and then age it in like a wooden barrel.
I'm
like a wooden cast barrel.
assuming this is like
Yes, correct.
implied.
Yeah, I'm implying.
Well, it
yeah,
says
yeah,
it says
it's all-
apparently legally
that's
to
very
be
white
bourbon, the mash needs to be 51% maize or more. So
It is around that. It's like a kilo each.
I think
Corn
if
and
you
rice?
do it like that's got to be whiskey then. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never seen like
I mean,
rice
there's-
whiskey. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea.
It is. It
I
is
mean,
not
the
unheard
only
of.
places
I-
that have any laws of what is whiskey or not, at least I know in the United States, is like Tennessee and Kentucky, and that
Yeah.
implies that it's aged in a barrel. But that's only for
So-
those two states. So you
Yeah,
could.
I do intend to do that at some point, but I need to get a barrel, and it's turned out to be fairly expensive. So
It's crazy. It's
Well,
just a
you-
fucking
I mean-
bit of
I mean-
wood.
you think so?
I mean, couldn't you buy a barrel from like one of the wine, like an old wine barrel?
Yes, you could. I mean, it's significantly cheaper, but first of all, you have to commit to like a far larger barrel than I can handle.
Oh yeah,
or
that's
store.
like a 50-gallon. That's like 50 gallons.
Yes,
or like
yes,
100. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
they
that's a lot of
started-
whiskey.
Yeah. They started. Yeah. I was looking for the used barrels. Started at 100 liters.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna have problems with the tax man. The
Yes.
tax man's gonna figure out what you're doing, and then you gotta like get
Yeah.
a gun
I mean-
and shoot at him.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. technically I'm not doing anything illegal, but if I made it enough to feel 100 liter power, that would actually be.
You might enter the neighborhood of people the law being like.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not breaking the law yet.
Now I'm just picturing like Alex and like she's like going through the mountains of like going through the hills of Barcelona and like a Seat Toledo with a barrel of fucking whiskey.
That is a very Spanish car, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A gun on one hand, a sword on the
You
other.
won't get me. You won't get my shine, you fucking federals.
Yeah, instead of like a southern accent, I'm speaking Catalan.
The Guardia Civil can't understand you because they're all like fucking fascists.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're all from Madrid. They're all driving brand new Toledos. You're driving one from the 90s.
They tend to be like locals. They're just terrible. They're just horrible people. Like,
Local traders.
Yeah.
Is Spain really like that? I thought they were more like liberal.
I mean,
yes, but it's cops,
This is the Guardia Civil are like military police. They're like the worst people. If you're gonna take a sample, they're the worst ones.
And I do have to say, like the police, the Guardia Civil, they're worse. But the normal police, they're to an extent comparatively better than the police in other places. They're it's sort of they're not good. They have a certain level of standards, and that's in part because they don't police themselves. The Guardia Civil and the police each other. So like why there is. It is still easy to cover up for shit, but not as much because there are still different departments, and while there's some solidarity between the both, there's also some rivalry. But still, there are cops. There's still cops. They are literally agents of the status quo.
I mean, we complain about cops in Europe. European cops are like a whole different thing to like Americans, and it is the other way around, right? Because in America, like the local cops are probably going to be the real racist pieces of shit, like the absolute psychopaths.
I will be honest.
Feds will tend to not be that as much, but here it's the opposite. Where you have local cops will be way more chill, and then you have you come into whatever the equivalent of feds is, and then it's just they're not even racist; they're just fascist.
Yeah,
funnily enough, they are often fairly. Sorry, I have to continue. They are often they want to be fairly I mean, they're still racist, but they are a specific kind of racist.
European style.
I think it sort of has a story to it, because I learned that racial politics in the Spanish Falange, the La Falange, the proper Spanish fascist party, were fairly interesting in that, they were racist. They believed in different races with different inherent traits, but they were not at all against race mixing, and in fact, they acknowledged Spain as a fairly, mixed country, a fairly historically
Argentina could never
diverse one.
Yeah,
and they said that was the strength, where the strength of the Spanish race came from.
Hell yeah, yeah!
I
woke racism.
I actually have a personal story about cops in Germany. Because I'll be honest. First off, like what Berger said is I absolutely believe. Because I'll be honest, I'm not very respectful towards cops here, and I do know that's a privilege because I look like a straight white guy. I look like a Facebook profile white guy. So, but if I was to go back and visit Germany, I'd probably be a little bit more respectful towards the Polizei over there. But no, So I have two brothers. I have two older brothers. My oldest brother, he's a retired cop in Germany. He worked in Mannheim, and when I was a kid, I used to like look up to him so much. Like he would come by like my Oma's house, like when I was visiting my Oma. He would come by in his police car. He had like an Opel Kadett, like,
Hell
and he
yeah.
would like, and he would like pull up and visit my Oma and visit me, and then like to show off, he like pull out like his fucking shotgun from the fucking trunk.
Hell yeah.
But I remember, because we lived in Oftersheim,
Uh-huh.
and I remember one time, I went with him when he was off duty to Heidelberg, and we went down the Bahnhof, the big shopping streets
Yeah, yeah,
in Heidelberg.
yeah.
And this was like the first time I was ever like, what the fuck is up with cops? Because we were walking down. It was me, my brother, my other older brother, a friend of my mom's, my dad, and my mom. And we're all walking down, they're doing shopping, doing the Bahnhof thing of just, and like, there was a couple Turkish people, just like hanging out. And my cop brother, just like off duty, walks up to them and just starts berating them and starts starts demanding paperwork from them.
There we go.
I'm like,
there's the police.
and I was like, what's he doing? And I turned to my dad and I'm like, what's he doing? He's like, ask your mom. And so we turned. So like, because my dad's American, my dad's like my dad's like a sergeant in the U.S. Army, so he doesn't know what the fuck is going on.
He's never heard of racism.
He does know. He does know what's going on, but he's like, ask your mother. So it's like, oh yeah, well they're foreigners, so they have to prove that they belong here. I'm like, what?
That's a wild thing to neutrally say to a child.
Yeah, that's
And I'm just like, what the fuck?
What's wrong with that?
Words better.
It's racist. Is what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, no, okay. Imagine you're in like downtown, and like you're in a U.S. city, and you're with a couple of friends, and one of them is a cop, and you see like a group of like Latin American people, either the Mexican or Guatemala, whatever they are, and then your cop friend walks up to them and says, "Hey, do you belong here? Can you prove that you belong here?" That's the same thing.
But you're saying your dad was telling you this privately, right? That people entering the country and that are foreign and are trying to be citizens.
No, that's not the context of the situation at all.
No, that's not what happened. This was the weekend. We were on the main commercial street, walking down the commercial street with my brother and the rest of my family. And my cop brother, the one I was talking about before, sees a group of Turkish people, walks up to them and says, "Hey, do you belong here?"
Okay, yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
She wasn't explaining the intricacies of immigration politics to the child.
And it was just like, what the hell's going on here? Because it's like I've seen, because like living in Turkey, not living in Turkey, living in Germany, I saw plenty of Turkish people around, and it was just like, what Turkish people are just live here? What's the problem with Turkish people living here?
I understand now how that can come off as very wrong. You guys are right.
Yes, very insensitive. Yeah, I just have a few, like a couple stories. I do have to say I have never had a pleasant extended interaction with the police, and not like anything particularly wrong, particularly bad. But neither that I enjoyed in it. But I do have one a police anecdote I did enjoy, which was like one time it was like there were some festivities going on in the city, and I was walking with a friend down the street, and there was a cop, like just standing there, not doing much. I think just patrolling or whatever, standing guard. And I made a comment. I made a joke to said friend about that impulse you get to like that is a voice in your head that tells you to grab the cop's gun. And I didn't expect that to happen because the cop was like far away, so it was noisy, and the cop in question was a few meters away, but actually heard me, got scared, and grabbed his gun.
And then he shot you.
That's a very stupid. As an American, that's an incredibly stupid thing. I mean, no, I know you were just joking around, but that's an incredibly stupid thing to do.
To point this out, this in Europe, if you like, the most likely thing, if a cop overheard you saying that, was he would look at you and like tilt his head and be like, "Come on, like fucking really? Are you trying to? What are you fucking trying to provoke here?"
If you did that over here, the cop would. Because basically our cops are comparable to feral animals. They would just like look
come
at you.
on, come on. They're not that bad. Well, most of them.
Are you white?
Shut the hell up! Shut the hell up!
Are you though?
Actually, I do remember. Sorry,
No,
Alex.
I do. Yeah, sorry. I don't have to. Nothing was happened. The guy just got scared. He grabbed the gun and immediately like removed.
Her arm is not that long.
Yeah, it would take a moment, but it had seconds of like terror in a police officer's eyes. It's something
lovely.
to remember.
That's lovely.
Everyone should see the terror in the eyes of a pig.
Actually, I did want to mention I did have one good experience with a local cop here. It was when I left the Air Force and I first moved back up here. And I was in between. I was out of the Air Force and I was waiting to, get into trucking, get into school to get into trucking, and so I had like a couple months where I was just like doing whatever. And I remember I went with a friend, old high school friend. We went to a party. I parked my car at his house, and then we both drove in his car to the party, and we both got fucking smashed over there. And then we were both drunk, and we got in his car to drive back to his place. So I'm in the passenger seat. He's driving, and we're both fucking smashed. We're both totally fucking drunk. But somehow I was like more sober than he was. So he's like driving along, and we come up to an intersection with a light, and the light turns red, and he's going like 40 miles an hour. I'm like, dude, stop, stop, stop. And he finally fucking stops in the middle of the intersection. Like, and there's the cop right fucking there. So he flips on his lights and has us move out of the intersection, pull over, and he comes up to us and he's like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on here? Can you give me your license and registration?" All of that good stuff. And we're both fucking smashed. And I'm just like, and my buddy is just like completely like, "Fuck you, fuck you, you fucking pig," all this shit.
That's great.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh god, oh fuck, and I'm just like, oh god, this is gonna fuck me up. I'm never gonna get, I'm gonna be a fucking bum. This is gonna get on my life and shit. And he gets a field sobriety test, even though I'm not driving. Anyway, they give him the test, they book him for a DWI, and they turn to me and it's like, so where are you going? And I'm like, well, my car's at his house, but I'm staying at this place. And the cop was like, well, I'll take you home. I'm not taking you to your car, but I'll take you back home. And I'm like, okay, that's the best option for me. So he took me home, and then in the morning, like I walked like a mile back over to his place to get my car.
Just to point this out, this is like what cops should be doing most of the time. They should be driving drunk people home. That's what the profession of the police officer should be.
And I should say, actually, it took way too long. A couple years after that, I stopped talking to that guy because he ended up not being a very good person.
Seems a bit reckless.
Yeah, I'll just leave it. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was also the fentanyl.
I'm not trying to molest this owl.
Yes, that's good. Do not molest the owl. You should
Do not molest the owl. I have actually, you might find this very unfunny, but I was doing an impression of a person.
I'm very scared right now.
I was doing an impression of a person that doesn't. It's like a famous person, but it's not a real famous person that exists, but like a fake famous person in the Spanish-speaking world. And the impression is like, tú no teníamos nada y pues otro día me toqué comer al carro.
Oh my god.
Capitalista, tenemos problema. And this is sort of the impression. And it would be very funny in this universe where this famous person exists. It would be a great impression of this person.
No, actually, that's actually very good. That's actually, you actually just outplayed 19% of like the Spanish film industry right there.
Okay, no, you doing that impression that. Oh god, what's the name of that famous French cartoonist? They did a famous cartoon movie of like the triplets of something or other. It's like I imagine like it's like a famous actor who was like super handsome and sexy in his youth, but as he got older, he just like melted.
Many such cases.
And now he's just like, and now he's just like a pile of skin. And he still has the clout of being the actor, but it's obvious he's just a disgusting pile of flesh now.
Was there a point to the story? It's just
no, there wasn't. The Triplets of Belleville. That's the name of the movie.
Okay.
Have you seen?
No.
Trouble. You're so funny. I just want to tell you that you're hilarious.
Thank you.
In a good way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I do have to say I was thinking. I think I have heard a voice similar to that somewhere, and I don't think it's quite that, but I think it's one of the one of the two characters from the video I sent.
I can't play this on stream, but I do love that there's because Doraemon is actually not. It's like there's not many languages that it's been translated to. For some reason, it's been translated into Catalan, but not into German. So I was watching it in like Spain.
There's a story to that I would tell you after you know.
But I like that there's a weed Doraemon. In Spanish culture. That's fucking great. Don Ramon. I didn't know. I love the premise of the show because I remember watching Doraemon and being asking my. It was one of the first times I watched it, and I looked at my grandpa and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What exactly is Doraemon? And he says, it's an alien. And I'm like, okay, I take this as gospel. And then I found out Doraemon is not an alien. He's a genetically engineered, hyper-intelligent cat from the future that travels.
It's actually a robot.
He's genetically engineered to be a robot cat that traveled back in time from the future on a magic carpet in the fucking boy's desk drawer.
And not only that, but he used to be yellow and have ears.
No, but that's the girl one. That's the girl cat who was yellow and had ears.
No. Doraemon was also yellow and did also have ears.
For real?
Both yes, that's actually Doraemon lore. I actually know more than most people about that. But yeah, Doraemon used to be yellow and have ears just like his sister, but a mouse ate his ears, and I don't remember why he's blue now.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
It's like
I got mad at my grandpa, though, is the point.
Yeah.
I think I've told the story. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What I was going to say. There's a story like why Doraemon is translated into Catalan, and why, in fact, like Catalan as a language broadly has like a far larger catalog of translated films and media in general than you would, but mainly like voice actor stuff than you would expect from like a language spoken by I think 2 million people or so. And the reason it's kind of funny is because like all the voice actors pretty much are Catalan, so like they can just reuse the same actors for the Spanish and the Catalan version.
Oh, that's crazy.
And you can actually like, yeah. The other day, I was rewatching Cowboy Bebop, and I noticed that the perfectly legal file I had downloaded into my computer, it
had a Catalan track.
Yeah, it had a Catalan.
Oh my god,
that's so fucking cool. That's cool.
And if you're wondering, yes, most of the voice actors were the same, except the one for Spike, which I guess was from Madrid. The Faye was the same. The Jed was the same. Ed was the same. Oh yeah, for some reason, like the fucking dog sounded different.
That reminds me of early anime dubs here in the US, like going back to the 80s and early 90s. Like
they were all in Catalan.
Kind of. They all had Texan accents, because if it wasn't Studio Ghibli or like a like Ghost in the Shell, everything else was just basically a free for all. So like you had these fans of anime who wanted to bring anime to the US. So they end up very easily getting the rights to distribute anime in the US, and it ended up they could get more money if they dubbed them rather than use subtitles.
Yeah.
So they would voice act it, and a lot of the fans that had the most money to do this lived in Dallas, Texas. So what they would do is they would rent out hotel rooms because the hotel rooms had the best soundproofing. So you'd have like these dubs where they're fucking. It's like at the time you didn't care, but listening back to them, it's like this isn't a fucking motel room. And,
I was going to make
they're just redubbing the lines and shit, and it was so fucking funny, and that's how like most of the early anime voice actors in the United States got so famous, is because they were literally just like they lived in Texas, they had a really good voice, and they just did this shit to just like
no Kiyosuke, I have to protect my mama. That's
no joke. The first like dubs of like Outlaw Star had like a strong like Texan accent.
hell
to
yeah,
them.
that rules.
I was going to make a joke about the Texan dub of Cowboy Bebop, but I think it was a bad example because
That would
Cowboy
work.
Bebop would probably benefit from a Texan dub.
That would
Would
definitely
actually
Well,
work.
yeah,
go very
no.
hard.
When they did the remasters
I
of
love a woman that'll just kill me. That works. It
yeah,
works.
when they did
Exactly.
when they did the redubs, they brought back the actors, the voice actors to do it because it fits so well.
Uh,
With the anime. Also, I just wanted because I posted the My Neighbor Totoro, because
My
I
neighbor
want to read
Totoro.
my neighbor Totoro.
My neighbor Totoro.
He's out there at the bus stop watching over my little baby.
He's a
Um,
neighboring.
so like my very first experience of anime was in Germany, and at that time, because my dad was in the military, we lived on a military base and everything, a U.S. military base. So the American channels we got were through the U.S. military, the Armed Forces Network, and like
Do
all
they
the
have
channels that had
HBO at the? Do they have HBO at the military?
you had to pay extra for it.
That's fucked. Had trillions of dollars in budget, but they can't even get fucking HBO.
The money's
you
going to
could.
kill people.
Can't even fucking
Yeah,
watch Curb Your
exactly.
Enthusiasm on the military base.
I mean,
they have
technically, this is
HBO
during the Cold
Food,
War. This is technically
Evolve,
during the Cold War, so it was against the Soviets.
Bonds,
But
Obama.
like
Obama.
so like on base when we watched TV, the cartoon channel they had, it showed like Disney and Warner Brothers and Hanna-Barbera, all the American cartoons. But I remember my first exposure to anime was I visited my Oma again over there in Ulfdesheim near Heidelberg. And I was watching TV over there, and My Neighbor Totoro came on, and I was like, this is so different from the cartoons I watched on the American channel.
Hmm.
And I was like, wow, this is so cool and weird and kind of scary. Basically, for until I watched Dragon Ball, I thought anime was German. I thought my neighbor Totoro was German. Because it's like, oh, this is so weird and cool and odd. And I was like, I'm watching this on a German channel. They never show this on an American channel. And so I just thought, I was like, oh, this is German. This is German cartoons.
I do love
then
that for a long time in the West, a lot of TV programmers just went, "Oh, it's animated, so it must be for children." And then they like for children, not even teenagers, but children, and then they show like Yu Yu Hakusho at like it's 5 p.m.
Oh, I remember watching Bubblegum Crisis when I was way too fucking young. Bubblegum Crisis is like a cyberpunk cop drama, and the titular characters are very cyberpunk, and they don't have a lot of clothes. And they thought that was for
As
children
it should be.
they thought it was like for kids because it's animated. And it's like I learned a lot about butts.
Hell yeah!
You got me interested. But
Bubblegum Crisis. It's pretty old school, so.
Butts are pretty great, or so I've heard.
But that
They've told
also
me
leads
this.
that also leads to another story where I found this was after we moved back to the States. We were in a movie rental place, not Blockbuster. I think it was like Hollywood Video or something. And it was like my dad was like, "Okay, you can pick one video you can pick one video game to rent and one movie to rent." And I picked out my video game. I think it was I forget what it was. It was probably like Sonic 3 or something. And then I went and picked out my movie, and I picked out Ghost in the Shell.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I
And
love that movie.
my dad looked at the cover and he's like, "Okay." And so we got the VHS for it, and like we watched it. It's like we watched some TV, and then my dad was like, "Okay, well you gotta go to bed pretty soon, so let's put on your movie so you can watch it." So we put it on, and then he let me watch it all throughout until it's that scene where the major has to she's on top of that tank and she's in her armor, she's in like her suit, and she has to like open up the tank, and she's using her android body to open up the tank, and as she's like straining and pulling on it, her armored suit just rips off of her body. You just see her tits fall out.
I love
And
that
my
the
dad was
violence
like,
was okay.
"Okay."
Yeah, I love that the
Oh, no,
violence
he
was
was
cool.
fine. He was fine with the
Yeah.
violence, but until like her boobs just like flopped out, he's like, "Okay, let's stop this right now." I'm like, "Whoa."
I do have to make like a comment. I mean, I really do not have to, but I want to make a comment that I do just have to say, nudity in Ghost in the Shell is generally pretty well handled. I do think so.
I love it.
I mean, looking back at Ghost in the Shell, it's a very incredible movie.
It's good.
Yeah,
You know,
I've seen it.
It's an amazing movie.
The-
Yeah.
The tits are huge, but they are in very good taste.
They're huge.
No, my
Great
dad
taste,
was-
huge tits.
I mean,
Those are,
they're not, and they're not huge for like anime standards, but you know they're. No,
Actually, I don't remember
I mean,
them.
my dad was fine with
Ghost
me
hold on.
watching it.
in the Shell tits.
yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
share that.
What's the well? I didn't want to see the. That's very normal for anime. That's like conservative almost.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
my
Conservative
dad was always weird about that because he was always fine with me like watching MTV and like liquid television. He was fine with me watching like controversial stuff, but the second there was any kind of like sexual connotation,
It's
he was like,
American.
nope.
It's
Yeah,
a
it was
it's
like
a
very
fundamentally
American.
very American sort of attitude. to
Yeah,
have.
yeah. It was kind of strange, and it's kind of funny now because like me and him both like recommend like movies and shows to watch, and I'll recommend him like some pretty saucy shit, and now he's like totally fine with it. It's like now that I'm an adult, he's like totally fine with like some like racist shit.
I like the idea that the movie you picked out was like The Remains of the Day or some shit. Like it just fucking just a fucking do you know this like thing from The Simpsons where there's like the adult film section and like Bart goes into it and it's just like fucking Merchant Ivory and so for fucking experimental French cinema. Just fucking boring ass shit.
I mean, my dad was okay with me exploring new things, but if it came to anything sexual, it's like he just fucking shut.
No,
that shit
the
down.
point is of the joke that it's not sexual. It's just
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins crying in a mansion.
Oh god.
I love watching men cry.
I actually think the woman in the movie cries a lot more than him.
And,
I
you know,
remember-
that's-
He's
that's the case,
this is
but-
honestly he's incredibly autistic in that movie. It's so funny. He's the fucking butler in a fucking. It's like there's like the present and the past, and he's a butler in fucking.
You know, I don't often say this, but I do like men and other helpless animals of the sort.
You like
Yeah.
men being headless? Excuse me?
And other helpless animals of the
Oh,
sort.
helpless. Very well.
And he's just it's the whole
We do,
movie is just he is the chief butler at this estate, And it's like in the past, it's like a very big and respectable estate, and he has like there's a lot of staff there, and one of that staff is like a woman that's 20 years older, younger than him, and she like falls in love with him, and he never does anything about it. Right? She like basically throws herself at him, and he's a bachelor too, so he clearly also likes her, but in his head it's like, no, this is I'm a butler, and she doesn't like me, and it's just that, and then there's in the present of the movie. That's still sort of like she reaches out to him to try to like fuck him, and he still doesn't. He's way too autistic for it. He's the only guy who works at the mansion. He's way too autistic. That's the whole movie. Nothing actually happens. It's great.
Have you ever read like the
The manifesto of the fucking New Zealand shooter in Christchurch? No, I haven't.
No, but I mean,
I don't know why you would bring that up.
To a manifesto. No. Have you ever read it rom-com and read it as romantic communists?
No, I haven't, but that would fucking rule.
I hate to be stereotypical. That totally sounds like something you will watch, Alex.
I would watch that.
I mean, I would watch like a yaoi thing with Marx and Engels, you know.
I like to call myself a socialist, but I would never read socialist material. It's too fucking boring.
I do. I have been doing it recently. I'm insufferable. It's a very good idea to do so, actually.
I'm just I'm just like, I want people to have health care and not be poor. That's my socialism.
Yeah, but you know, I've noticed that once you start reading, you start finding like that things you thought were like completely fucking normal, like actually fucking suck.
Yep.
And we can do much better.
Yeah.
And it ruins your life, and you want to keep doing it.
It's eventually it's horrible because you start seeing the system,
you know.
And you start seeing like how you become woke, and you start seeing how like easy it would be to not do that. Like all these things that are just natural laws to people, you just start, and it's like it's so difficult because everyone else is not woke.
The worst part is when you get to the point when you notice, oh no, what am I not noticing?
I notice everything.
What am I not in the position?
You're a noticer.
Yeah, I don't notice.
As bad.
It's fucking crazy. It's horrible. It's
Yeah. You know, I think I have a meme somewhere there that's like, thank you for changing my life, meme. But it's like the person is thank you for changing my life, and on the other side is fucking Mark Fisher saying, I am the reason why you cannot enjoy anything anymore. And it's very true, particularly for me, which I literally have right next to me a book so girthy, so thick that it cannot be contained fully by the spine. Actually, if you lay it flat, it's like slightly curved on the upper side, containing everything Mark Fisher ever wrote.
That's a lot of book. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's actually funny when you open it and you notice, there's barely any margins. But it really tried to cram as much.
Oh, that's the most communist book of all time.
Yes.
You could have done a 30-minute video essay, dude.
Yes, I could have done like a day's worth of essays here. Like generally, each thing, each blog entry, each fucking commentary here could be a 4-hour video. And you know what's the thing is, Mark Fisher. You know, it's like the most well-known of them all and the most respected nowadays. But he was in the CCRU. And he is by far the most normal one of all the CCRU thinkers.
Oh yeah.
At least the ones on, even from just counting the ones on the left, which ended up being more normal. Like I'm not talking about like fucking Nick Land, which is reads like you were trying to decipher some kind of doll bound in human skin.
The Voynich manuscript.
Yeah, some shit like that. I could generally like look for Nick Land quote from like before he was a fucking Nazi.
I honestly, I don't think we have another 3 hours for you to read a single fucking quote by him.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
anytime I think about socialism, I just think about Slavoj Žižek walking down the street with 2 fucking hot dogs.
That's what That's really what socialism is all about. You should be able to have a second hot dog.
That's actually
like,
that's actually like the end goal of socialism. That's actually what every socialist should aspire to.
It's true.
Every socialist should be that, except not transphobic.
That's true. That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a great note to end the stream on. I piss your pants, folks. Do it right now. I'm commanding you to do that.
I am doing it right now.